We need to have a conversation about married black men in the church who are same gender loving, or at least same gender attract. No, it ain't. No, that ain't no attraction. Same gender lusting. He loved the whole hell in heaven out of that booty hole. So I know of a clarity that this is not a one-off. This is not someone that he randomly met and talked to one time. There was a lot of energy. This boy was not being just fucked like a piece of booty from off the side of the street. No. This boy was being made love to. This was being together, the boyfriend, girlfriend sex, if you ask me. That's what look like.
That boy Larry Reed is off the chain. And now while he's talking about Pastor Dwayne Dawkins and FatKat, I'm here today to talk about Pastor Keion and FatKat. And while there's no signs of heat or passion whatsoever in that marriage between Pastor Keion and Lady Shaunie, there seems to be a whole lot of heat around this talk you keep hearing about Pastor Keion and how he coincidentally keeps finding himself in the same space with various alleged men like Ernest Pugh, like Daryl Walls, and now somebody by the name of FatKat. And so today, I'm going to discuss how this coincidental alleged meeting with FatKat and Pastor Keion took place. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say I don't have anything at all against any lifestyle that people want to lead. I'm just trying to understand the arrangement between Pastor Keion and Lady Shaunie and any facts that I can pull together on this topic. But I have nothing against the gay lifestyle. If you want to do whatever you do, then make it do what it do, honey child. I'm all for that, if that's what you like. But I can't put my finger on it. But there's just something that just ain't right about this marriage between Pastor Keion and Lady Shaunie. I mean, there's a allegedly clear dead cat on the line somewhere. And I'm going to figure this puzzle out, y'all. I mean, these people just got married and it is as cold as ice between them. There is no heat whatsoever. And one thing I do know is how to identify passion and purity heat in a marriage. Now, in my video entitled Pastor Keion and Lady Shaunie Pay Attention, I showed you an example of how a man talks about a woman when there is real passion in the marriage. And this man was at least 80 years old. So let's check it out.
I certainly want to acknowledge also the little lady that keeps making my tea sweet. Amen. Sister Black, amen. Would you please stand? Amen. And because she keeps making my tea sweet, I'm drinking a whole lot of tea. Amen. Amen.
Yes, indeed. Amen, Reverend Black. Now, that is the outcry praise of a man who knows that the Lord has blessed him. Now, let's check out how Pastor Keion reacts to Lady Shaunie.
Now, I hear you. Okay. Proposed to on 11/11.
Yeah.
Now, Keion, it's so funny because I'm so used to saying Pastor Keion, and I follow you on Instagram. I know you're a pastor, you love the Lord, but you did not kiss Shaunie on the first date?
No, I didn't. Now, let me tell you why. It's a good story.
So we sat in the hotel lobby for 6 hours.
Yes.
The whole time she's telling me stuff like this. She's saying, I'm not going upstairs with you. I'm not going to your room. And I'm thinking, I didn't even ask you to. I didn't even ask you to go. So it's time to leave after 6 hours. I walk her out to her car.
Right.
And now I got all of this don't do, I ain't doing stuff in my head. So I just leaned over. You know how you hug people at church?
Yes.
I just gave her a sign.
You gave it a church hug.
Right.
But did that impress you that he did not, kiss you?
I mean, it did. I just thought he was a true gentleman. I mean, like, pull out your chair, open the door. So it fit who he was.
I wanted to kiss her.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is how a man talks about a woman when he don't know what to do with a woman or how to feel passion for a woman. And the man in the first example over there at the pastoral anniversary at the Fellowship Chicago Church, this man is over 80 years old and he has more passion for his wife than you can put in a thimble regarding Pastor Keion and Lady Shaunie. I mean, he didn't ask you to go up to his room because you ain't his type, Lady Shaunie. Allegedly. I mean, what does a grown-ass man look like talking about, I wanted to kiss you? And just go back and look at the look on Shaunie's face when Sherri Shepherd asked her if she was impressed by that. That ought to tell you every damn thing you need to know, honey child. Oh, but anyway, y'all, let me stay focused. And so I want to try to get to the bottom of all of this because now I'm hearing about another so-called alleged coincidental sighting of Pastor Keion and someone by the name of FatKat. Now, I don't know why he calls himself FatKat because it ain't a real cat. And so it clearly follows that it can't be a fat cat, but anyway, y'all, let me stay focused. That ain't none of my business because before I go into this, I want to remind you of all of the talk there is out there about an individual by the name of Ernest Pugh and Pastor Keion. I mean, all I hear about in the comments section of my channel is Ernest Pugh this and Ernest Pugh that. Now, here is Ernest Pugh when he was first appointed to his position over there at the Lighthouse Church by Pastor Keion back in 2014.
Chris Patrick Path Magazine here in Houston, Texas. I got here with me an amazing artist. You guys know him, Mr. The Win himself, Mr. Ernest Pugh. How are you doing, sir?
I'm a blessed man, having a wonderful time here with you.
Man, well, it's awesome to have you now, Ernest. I mean, I've got a chance to work with you in the past, do your video,
Yes.
and did that in the Bahamas.
Man, yeah.
Thank you
still
for
got your
taking me out there.
sandals?
You know I do. They say Bahamas on them. Now, you're a Houston resident now, right?
I am here.
Awesome.
I'm not from here, but I got here as fast as I could.
Awesome, good. And that's the best way. You know, they say once you come to Texas, you stay in Texas.
Absolutely.
Everything's bigger.
I'm telling you, and what is amazing is I did 15 years active duty in the military, and in about 8 of my 15 years, I was stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. So I would frequent Houston, frequent Dallas, San Antonio, and all the areas. So when this opportunity came, I was like, well, my daughter lives in Austin. That may be a good reason to go. And then just a good place to come. Great food, great people.
Now, you're not just here in Houston sitting down enjoying the hot sun.
No.
Now, you're actually working.
I'm working, Doc.
And right now, it's just announced that you are the,
Yes.
what do they call it, pastor of music? Or
Pastor of worship.
Pastor
at
of
the
worship.
Lighthouse
Amen.
Church,
Tell us
yes.
about that and how you met Pastor Keion Henderson.
Pastor Keion Henderson and I have been friends for many, many, many years. He's one of the pastors that would frequently bring me to Houston when I still lived in D.C. I've come to do his Easter services for him. I've also done accommodated him on a lot of pastoral engagements, and we're great friends. He's a great friend. He's an incredible leader to me, but above all, he's my spiritual covering and has been for many years. And so I'm so grateful for this opportunity to finally work with Pastor Keion in the Lighthouse Church, because it's not just another job, it's not just another position, but God has literally allowed me to connect with my destiny.
Well, I guess it was destiny, although you started this position at the Lighthouse Church in 2014, but by the end of 2015 and early 2016, you announced, quote, that Pastor Keion Henderson and I mutually agreed that seasons have changed and I'm moving on to pursue some dreams that have laid dormant in my heart for years. Our joint efforts of laboring in the vineyard at the Lighthouse Church have been fruitful, and we believe God's best is yet to come for all involved parties. To God be the glory for the wonderful things that He's done and that He is doing and will do to advance the kingdom through our lives and ministries. End quote. Now, well, ain't that beautiful? So I guess it was a short destiny, y'all. Oh, but anyway. Now, there has been much talk about what prompted this Ernest Pugh's quick departure from the Lighthouse Church, and I have no way of substantiating any of this because I didn't know who Ernest Pugh was until people started talking about him in the comments on my channel. But the unsubstantiated allegations in these streets indicate that it was due to Pastor Keion discovering that Ernest Pugh had another male lover, and his departure from the church allegedly included a non-disclosure hush money agreement. But I can't substantiate this at all. And while people keep talking about a lawsuit, I searched the records of Harris County and all surrounding counties, and there was and is no lawsuit on file by Ernest Pugh against Pastor Keion or the Lighthouse Church. Now, again, I have nothing to substantiate any of this. But when Ernest Pugh comes out in his own statement and says, quote, Pastor Keion Henderson and I mutually agreed, end quote. Well, that just screams of an agreement of some sort between the two individuals. And you would think that if there was any truth to any of this, that would be it for Pastor Keion, and he would leave these boys alone, especially now that he's divorced one woman to marry yet another woman. But now, here again, we're hearing of another alleged coincidental happenstance wherein Pastor Keion is seen in the same vicinity where another highly controversial man is found to be at the same moment in time. And now we're supposed to think that this is also another instance of nothing to see here. Okay, bye, Pastor Keion. Okay, just goodbye. Oh, but anyway, y'all, let me stay focused because I'm sure you heard that the details that makes this FatKat controversial is because of a sex tape including him and the aforementioned Pastor Dwayne Dawkins at the beginning of this video that recently appeared on the internet and went completely viral. Now, I have not seen the video, but it does not seem to be any conflict around whether the video exists. The conflict seems to surround the issue of whether or not Pastor Dwayne Dawkins consented to the video of the event being posted online. So, let's check out what Pastor Dawkins has to say about all of this.
Blessings to everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to be in company with so many people who are willing to be vulnerable and to share. Mine is probably the most recent, I think, I'm not sure, but I had connected with an individual of the same gender, and I've had throughout my childhood up until even this moment dealing with bisexual tendencies, anointed, called of God and all of that, but did not have an opportunity to really dig into those issues and unpack them. No excuse to it, just what it is. I connected with an individual. It's what they call a sneaky link.
All right.
Yeah. And in that moment, he recorded it. I was aware of the recording. Prior to, it was asked if he could record, and I thought it would be for his personal pleasure, so to speak. Again, I preface this all by saying it was not right. It was wrong, but that's where I was in that moment. I had to acknowledge where I was. Later on that same day, he posted it. He's a content creator. So this is someone who does this as their main, or one of their sources of income or whatnot. I called him immediately when I was made aware of it and said, why did you do that? You know, please take it down. I didn't give consent for that, etc. He hung up on me. I called back and he had blocked me. That was the last I'd ever heard from him.
Wow, I actually respect how honest he had to be. And it must be a relief to just be who you are. Because again, I don't have anything against the gay lifestyle. If that's the life that you really are, you should lead that lifestyle and stop trying to fool people into thinking that you're something else, Pastor Keion. Now, in response, FatKat posted a video, which I'm told has been taken down at this moment in time, in which he stated that Pastor Dwayne Dawkins sent him a direct message to meet up with him. He states that he met up with Pastor Dawkins twice. He stated that at the beginning, he didn't know that Dwayne Dawkins was married or that he was a pastor. FatKat also states that he notified Dawkins that he was a content creator for OnlyFans and that for payment of his services, you would either have to pay him or he will post the content online. He also states that Dawkins then agreed to him posting the video of the event on his OnlyFans page. Now, I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I think the pastor would have just paid the guy, or if he didn't have enough money, he would have just said no thank you rather than to lose his entire career and his family. But I guess I don't know nothing about it, honey child. And so now with all of this trickery going on in Atlanta, if you're Pastor Keion and you find yourself anywhere near there, you wouldn't let yourself be caught within 2 blocks of this FatKat individual. Well, the streets are talking, and these reports are coming from a video that somebody just dropped in the comments on one of my other videos. So let's check out what they have to say about this FatKat Pastor Keion sighting.
Don't fall out the chair, Reverend. Don't fall out the chair, because I was feeling the tea tonight. Woo! Was this not an atom bomb?
My God, my God.
Chris?
So he was with FatKat?
He was with FatKat.
Ooh! Keion!
The Bible say out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. So FatKat is a amateur porn guy.
Now, he's a gay amateur porn.
A homosexual.
He's a gay amateur porn.
Amateur porn guy that slept with and had sex with Dwayne what was Dwayne's last name?
Dawkins?
Yeah, Dwayne Dawkins. So I said it right. Well, now this is the tea that I heard from that same source that let me know that FatKat was with Keion Henderson. Now, I don't know if he and Keion hooked up on that kind of regard or not, but to my understanding, that it was a condition that he had to be able to record for Dwayne to be able to hit.
Right.
So
he said,
so it was no kind of way that Dwayne could lie, because FatKat, the only way FatKat was given the tail was
if he could record
with the condition that you had to be, that he had to be able to record it.
Right.
I don't know what they did.
So they were just outside.
I don't know if they did anything or not, but they had a conversation. And the gas station attendant knew FatKat.
And all of a sudden he starts getting Zales.
Aha! And I'm going to tell you around the time that this happened, because Keion did some kind of church conference in Denver. And this person was given a complimentary trip.
FatKat was?
No.
Oh.
The person that is, that they would like to remain quiet. Oh. Now, I'm not even sure at this juncture if FatKat knew who Keion actually was. But what I'm kind of getting is that FatKat may seek out prominent down low men.
Definitely.
Now that's the other part to this tea. And I'm not so okay, this is the kind of thing that I'm getting. This was the vibe that I'm getting. Now, I haven't talked back to the source yet to really get details on this, but it almost seems like the guy that works at the gas station is the connect. So it's almost like he'll say, hey, so and so is just pulled up, come over here.
Right. Like he's setting it up.
Yeah, so he can roll in, you know what I'm saying, and roll up on, So it's like, so now you getting paid both ways. You getting paid to help hook up. And it makes total and perfect sense because Dwayne has moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Child. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out.
Then we have to go back and say, are those videos?
Well, I mean, Shaunie has to be aware of the rumors, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, there was a whole alleged video with him and Daryl Walls. I mean, allegedly that was.
So this is now. So right. So you know what? I forgot about the Daryl Walls situation.
Yeah.
So now this is now. So this whole idea of Keion being a homosexual just keeps resurfacing because you had this debacle with, and see that I got another source that said Ernest may have documentation.
Well, that's probably why Ernest got paid off. Got that set.
So can you believe it? Ooh, if there is a video.
And usually is.
And see, Keion is going to, it's just going to be, and see, this just keeps coming up.
Right.
Donnell is laughing. See, he's messy. See, Donnell is messy. I love the Mason Saints, though. I just, because see, I know there's some good tea tonight. I know y'all can't, hey, ooh, this is the last Sunday of November, baby. We going, so we might as well go to empty out. So he was seen with FatKat. I'm trying to figure out, did FatKat know who Keion was?
I think FatKat ain't nothing but a church boy who knows who everybody is.
So you think FatKat is a church sissy?
I think he is. I think he is. And he knows who to go after. Or knows. I mean, look like Dwayne Dawkins. Okay, you can Google anything, and I'm sure Pastor Dwayne Dawkins came in and he done gave him pictures. I'm sure. So he knew what he was doing.
Oh, he's premeditated.
Yeah.
Woo! See, he's going in. See, it ain't just no by happenstance. See, this boy is strategic.
Usually it never is.
I can't substantiate none of this. And I'm just reporting so you can decide. Again, all of that information is alleged information. I have no way of being able to have any facts that say whether it is true or not. But what do you think? Do you think there's any truth to these latest allegations? Do you think that Pastor Keion and this FatKat character were actually seen together? And if so, do you think it's time for Lady Shaunie to wake the hell up once and for all? Please let me know by leaving your comments in the comment section below. And I hope you'll also give me a big thumbs up. And I hope you'll also consider donating to this video and this entire video series ministry by clicking the super thanks heart button below. And while you're there, I want to also ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I come back with more hot tea on this reality show, Church House, Hot Mess Drama. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.